So here's a little bit of a different video for you. We've been talking about motorhome prices each month and how they're going up and down. Do you know what, Kev? I think we could have this as my own little recording studio.
It is,
a little globe car. It's nice, isn't it?
Globe car Road Scout.
Globe car Road Scout. There you go. I can't though because we've sold it, haven't we?
No, I like the shower on it as well.
It's nice, isn't it?
Yeah.
Right, so I thought we'll do something a little bit different because we're talking about motorhome prices. Now, I think caravan prices are really important as well, especially if you're looking at moving into a motorhome, or perhaps if you're moving from a motorhome back down to a caravan, which I don't know what I'll ever do anyway.
And the other thing you got to remember is the scrapping the B+E, so anybody could tow them.
Right. Yeah. Well, I don't really know much about this, but I know a man who does.
Yeah.
So, without further ado, let's speak to Mark from the Caravan Place.
We're going to the Midlands, are we?
Hi, Mark.
You've put me on the spot there then, haven't you?
What? So, you know, we both follow the auctions regular together, don't we?
We do.
I have spoken to Shane and we've been talking about motorhome prices. Let's just touch motorhome prices first. We both agreed September time. Your green screen's putting me off.
If I do a different screen, my teeth all go funny.
Oh, okay. Keep to that then.
It's got to stay green, otherwise
okay.
I get dodgy teeth.
You're looking very pale.
So we say looking pale. He's got COVID.
Yeah, I'm not very well.
Not
I'm lucky to be here.
I got man flu at the weekend.
That's what mine started with.
Oh, thanks. So September, we thought motorhome prices dropped, didn't they, a tad?
Yeah. I'd sort of all the last 18 months, it's been really difficult to get hold of good stock, hasn't it? There's not been constant suppliers as there has previously, and I think towards mid-September, start to mid-September, I had noticed a big influx on people looking to actually sell. And I sort of started.
Is this caravans now we're talking on?
This was caravans, yeah.
We're not talking about caravans. We're talking about motorhomes.
But then it sort of it will still flow through to the motorhomes. Yes. Pretty much
everything follows the same way, though. Does,
yeah. Whatever happens with motorhomes happens with caravans and vice versa. It might not happen exactly the same timing, but at some point it will flow through.
Now, this October now, we've seen it steady, haven't we?
Yeah, it's sort of leveled back off. I think we saw quite a big dramatic drop on certain things, but then certain things held the prices, and it wasn't really, there was no, you couldn't sort of go away from that September auction and go, right, I know exactly what's going to happen now. Some things were silly high, some things were silly low.
We both said after that September one, though, Mark, was the October is going to be an important benchmark.
Yeah. Is it just a blip in the road, or is this the correction, basically? And as I say, I think the first indicator for me was actually that more stock was becoming available and easier. And I think probably everybody's found that. And then you don't need to rely on the auction as much, because the problem with the auction is it's all online. You can't physically go and look at it before. You can't damp check it. You can't see what the condition is like. And I think sometimes when there is going to be a correction, the auction probably takes the biggest hit because of that.
That's why we follow them.
Yeah, and that gives us the best indication, because that's going to be, it's going to take the biggest knock on price, basically.
And we probably know 3-4 months ahead of everybody else, don't we?
Yes, yeah. It gives us a good idea of what's going to happen before it really happens. And again, because I think we both do a buying service, we both get to see that side of it. Sort of, are we getting a load more inquiries now? Yeah. Which then again sort of says, well, there's more coming to market now, so prices are going to come down. So yeah, I think it gives us a good picture. But I think it's steadied off now, hasn't it? It has flattened off. Everything has sort of found its own level, and I think it probably, it's just the end of season catch up, isn't it? I think with people sort of thinking about next year, and what we've found on the caravan side, and I don't know whether you found on the motorhome side, is we've had so many people thinking, right, this is the very top of the market. I'm going to sell now, and I'm going to then look for next year. and I'll be hopefully getting something cheaper next year. I've got the best price for my caravan or motorhome now, and I've
I
not had
think
to
they missed the
store it
boat,
through
though, didn't
winter.
they? They missed the boat.
Yeah,
Yeah. August was probably your best time at the peak, wasn't it?
yeah,
Plus,
yeah,
change
yeah.
of the licence as well. That's going to affect you, isn't it, Mark?
Tell us a little bit
Yeah,
about
it
that.
is. The problem is they've said that they're scrapping
Just a
the
quickie before we carry on. If you go and check out the caravan place, he's done a really, really good video on it where he runs around like a nutter.
Thanks.
So, but go on, sorry, carry on.
So yeah, the B plus E has been scrapped. So in theory, you don't need to go. And if you passed your test after 1997, you could only tow 3.5 ton combined caravan and car. So they've scrapped that test now because you have to go and take a test if you wanted to tow something bigger combination than that. So they've scrapped that. The problem is they don't actually change the law now to say that anybody that passed the test after 97 can now go and just tow a bigger caravan and car combination over 3.5 tons. So at the minute, they've stopped the tests, but you still can't tow it.
Right.
So
Okay.
we're in a bit of no man's land.
Will it come in April? Is it? Is it April when it comes in next April?
I've got the government update. So as soon as they say when the actual exact date is going to be, I should get the notification as soon as they change it on the website. There is the sort of thing that is what they're looking at, but there's not anything official yet. The government haven't said, right, this is the exact date that it's going to be. And if it is April, what do we do between now and then?
Yeah.
See?
Do we just not buy a caravan or tow before
Did you
then?
mention something to me about the GB stick? GB.
So yeah, we used if we was going to go abroad, and again, this is probably more motorhome than caravan. To be fair, we used to have the GP sticker, hadn't we? That was a requirement to go and tow in Europe or on the continent. Now you have to have a UK sticker.
Right.
So if you've got a GB sticker on your motorhome, get rid of that. Even if it's on the number plate, it's got to be a UK sticker now.
We missed the boat there, didn't we? Should have had a load of UK stickers made up.
We should, shouldn't we? Yeah. But then who wants to go abroad at the minute?
True. So, caravan prices then. You've been offered a lot at the moment.
It's slowed back down again now.
Right.
I think there was that sort of thinking.
Yeah.
That like there's going to be a load of caravans come to the market and we'll be able to get something cheaper. And there's been an influx of vans coming to the market, but actually when you look around, it's a lot of stuff that probably people are thinking, oh, I don't really want this anymore because it's not the best, or I've got issues.
So what you're saying is they've brought in haste to buy a caravan, they've lived with the caravan, it's like, well, yeah, we still want to carry on caravanning, but this model doesn't suit us.
Yeah, or we've got major issues with it and we just want to get rid of it while the prices are pretty good.
Yeah.
And that's actually probably what we saw. And probably with the auctions, I think we saw a lot of that where people were going, this is all the rubbish, we're going to now get rid of it.
Yeah.
And we got a bit of a flood of all the crap really coming to the market. So we probably haven't, because a lot of the stuff that we went out to look at was that, and it wasn't really stuff that we wanted to buy. We've then ended up not buying it, even though we got more inquiries. It was a lot of rubbish. So the good stuff still hasn't really come out, because I think if you've got something good, you're sort of going, well, why am I going to swap something really good and let that go? And
why would you want to swap with the uncertainty of next year as well?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Where do you see the caravans going next year?
I think prices are going to go back up. I think
February?
we are going to see. Yeah, I think we're going to see a level off now, and then I think it depends if everyone sort of starts to go abroad.
Level off this time of year, though, don't we?
Yeah, normally it's again that sort of thing where people don't want to be. If you are thinking about swapping next year and you've got to pay insurance, storage, it's actually a good time to sell before next year, and then you've got the winter to look for it for your next one, sort of thing. So we always get it. but I think that we just thought we were in this big, massive bubble and it was never going to end. And the reality is that it's got to come back to reality, hasn't it? At the end of the day,
Everything's got to have a correction mark, hasn't it?
yeah. Doesn't matter what it is. There'll always be highs and lows. Doesn't matter what it is. But I think next year, depending on exactly what happens with holidays abroad and what have you, then I think we'll either see a lot more part exchanges.
Which has not been around at all, though, has it? The part X's.
No, we haven't really seen the part X's, have we?
I've noticed that a lot of the part X's just haven't been around at all because it's a case of, well, we've got a van, what's the point of paying high prices? Let's keep it and wait till the dust settles. I am actually seeing a lot at the moment now, is a lot of people who brought like the Volkswagens, the self-build vans, now starting to look at part X in them, because obviously they've brought a van for the sake of buying a van and it's not suitable for going away on long holidays.
Well, I think they are an ideal starter as well, aren't they? Because that's a great entry, because depending on what it is, they're not sort of 40, 50, 60 grand. So it's a good entry and it gets you out there and figures out whether you're actually going to
A van you're only ever going to keep for 12 months.
Yeah. And I think once you've...
That's probably like whether it be caravans or motorhomes, that's probably where February, March time it's going to go again with your part X's.
Yeah.
Because
people...
They've been non-existent all year, haven't they?
Yeah, we just haven't... We sort of used to probably get 60, 70% part X's coming through. And if we've had 10%, we've been lucky.
Yeah.
So, and that's made it more difficult then. And that's what's created the big stock shortage, is a lot of the dealers, they don't know how to go out and buy the stuff privately. They're not really geared up for that.
Yeah.
And that's why we've seen massive, massive stock shortages at a lot of dealers.
But having said that, though, if you go around to the main deals, you'll see low stock. But if you go around to the independents like ourselves, we haven't got a problem because that's all we're ever used to.
Yeah, that's all we've ever done anyway. Yeah. We've not really had to rely on the part X's, have we?
So, when's the best time at this moment now? If you're looking at buying a caravan, when would you be looking at buying a caravan?
I would say now, between now and February.
And that's a motorhome as well.
Yeah. The problem is the good stuff still out there?
Yeah.
And that, if you're after a specific layout, they're still difficult to come by.
Right.
So it's really down to, I think, if you can find what you're actually after.
You're going to have to travel for it, aren't you?
Yeah, but not just that. Is if you can find what you're after, it doesn't really matter whether there's a good or bad time. If that's the time that you found what it is that you're after, then that's what you should be doing. Because thinking that, oh well, I'll wait now because next year there might be a load more. Well, what happens if there isn't? Nobody's got a crystal ball.
Next year then?
I think it won't be as crazy. It's not going to be as crazy as what we've seen this year. But I think it's just going to be a little bit, not easier, but it's just going to be a little bit less stressful of sort of having to find stock and get hold of stock. I think we'll get part X's. I think we'll still see a good flow of people buying and selling and probably just evening out slightly.
So the prices where they are now, do you see them going any lower?
No, I think we've probably seen. Yeah, I think we've seen the bottom.
I think September was the correction, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And October now, it's stayed at that level. We'll see over the next few weeks how it'll go.
And again, we say the correction. I think your normal average stock probably saw the correction. The real good layouts that we've had a shortage of all the way through, even before everything happened. And if we look back 2 years, for the caravans, it was sort of island beds, 6 berths. We always had a shortage then. It just became even worse during COVID. Yeah. But if you look now, try and buy a 6 berth or an island bed in a caravan wise, and it's still slim pickings.
Yeah, they're fetching good money as well, still, aren't they?
Yeah.
And that, well, just saying that, Mark, you've just hit the nail on the head there. Where we're seeing a correction, we're still paying more than we paid for vans.
Previously, yeah.
We're not overpaid now.
No, I think we've just come back to a point of where we're not so desperate that we'll give anything for the stuff, and the buyers are probably the same.
Yeah.
But good stuff will always make good money.
Right. So that's Mark from the Caravan Place. Do you want to join me next month for a recap on how everything's going?
Yeah, we can do, can't we?
Yeah, yeah. So there's a little insight into the Caravan Place and how the caravans are going, because it pretty much follows the same suit as the motorhomes. It's given us a good idea. Go and check out Mark at the Caravan Place YouTube channel. Some really good, interesting videos there. If you've enjoyed the video, let us know in the comments if you want to hear any different other things for next month, what we go over. Or if you didn't enjoy it, we won't do one. So that's Mark's fault.
Sorry.
Yeah, and he'll do his hair next time.
And then if you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe to us. It means a lot. Hit the like button, let the comment, you know, do all that kind of thing anyway. And we'll see you in the next one.